Hello and welcome to Gunners Daily YouTube channel, where I am covering all the latest Arsenal news and everything that is happening around the club. And the latest big news that came out today is that Arsenal, or to be more precise, Mikel Arteta wants to sign Victor Osimhen next summer. So a lot to talk about, analyze and discuss, but before we begin, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Okay, let's not waste any time, so let's go. According to the report by London World, Mikel Arteta wants to bring Victor Osimhen to the Emirates. Napoli would reportedly consider selling the player if they receive a bid around £125 million. Chelsea are also keen on signing Osimhen and could push to sign him in January, though it remains to be seen whether Mikel Arteta can persuade Osimhen to wait until the summer. Yeah, I know, it's not the most reliable source, but nevertheless, let's discuss. We all know who Victor Osimhen is. There's really no point in discussing or explaining his level and how good he is. I've said it for the last, 2 years now probably. If I could choose any striker to join Arsenal at the moment, it would be Victor Osimhen 100%. I just love everything about the guy. He's quick, rapid, direct, strong. Creates space for himself from every position, excellent at finishing, strong in the air. I mean, I could talk about Osimhen's quality for days, and as someone who watches a good amount of Serie A games, believe me, he is the real deal. He's been a real deal since he played for Lille in France, and I remember even then I was kinda surprised to see that not so many clubs were interested in signing him. But let's get back to present time. Osimhen is 24 years old and he had a monster 2022-23 season with Napoli, winning the Scudetto and being the Serie A's top scorer. And here are some numbers just to prove you how good was he exactly last season. In 32 games he played in the Serie A, he scored 26 goals and also had 5 assists. And as for the Champions League, he scored 5 goals in 6 appearances. So yeah, no need to say anything more. Brilliant all around. He's still very young and his best is probably yet to come. But the real question now is, how realistic would it be that Arsenal could afford? I mean, they could afford him, but that Arsenal would pay a crazy amount of money for Victor Osimhen next summer. There have also been some reports that potentially Mikel Arteta wants Arsenal to sign him already in January. But yeah, I don't think that's possible and that he would leave Napoli during the winter. I know that in the report by London World, they wrote that Napoli would want £125 million for the Nigerian. But in reality, for some of you who follow Italian football more closely, you already know that Aurelio De Laurentiis would want a lot more for the player. Why? Well, because Aurelio De Laurentiis, Napoli's president, is probably the toughest negotiator in football alongside Daniel Levy. I mean, just look at him. Do you think this guy would let Osimhen leave for just 125 million? Yeah, I don't think so. But all jokes aside, De Laurentiis is ruthless when it comes to negotiating for players, and he's known for putting some unrealistic price tags on players' heads and refusing to let them go if the right offer doesn't come in. And judging by the looks of this whole Osimhen situation, I think this is going to be a Gonzalo Higuain 2.0 situation, if I'm being honest. Aurelio De Laurentiis and Gonzalo Higuain had something of a love-hate relationship, which exploded when the Argentine striker signed for rivals Juventus. When Higuain decided he wanted to leave Naples and go somewhere else after having a best season of his career and he was putting some unreal numbers, De Laurentiis basically said to him, okay, you can leave, but someone needs to come here and pay us 90 million euros. Yes, 90 million euros. And I know, that doesn't sound that much in today's football, but back in 2016, believe me, it was a lot of money, especially for a 29-year-old Gonzalo Higuain. De Laurentiis put that price tag simply because he knew that no one is going to offer that silly amount of money for Higuain, and he will eventually stay at Napoli. But, surprise, their arch-rivals, Juventus, offered 90 million euros for Argentinian, and he decided to join them. After leaving, things escalated so much that Higuain later said that he left Napoli because of De Laurentiis and that he couldn't spend another minute with him. And Laurentiis hit back at him, saying that Gonzalo Higuain was a liar and a good actor, and he betrayed the club by leaving them. So, It was a complete chaos that summer in the Serie A. But without going further into details, I just had to tell you this story so you could imagine how hard it would be for someone to come and get Victor Osimhen from Naples right now. And that's why I believe this would be another long and exhausting transfer saga. And Aurelio De Laurentiis would probably put some insane price tag for Victor Osimhen next summer if the Nigerian truly decides to leave Naples. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he would ask for close to 200 million euros for him. Because why not? The whole market has gone crazy, the prices have gone crazy, so even if he puts a price tag of around 200 million euros, there would probably be a club in Europe who would accept those terms and pay that amount of money for Osimhen. And it would probably be Chelsea. They already spent over $1 billion, so what's another 200 million for them? But listen, if Arsenal were truly interested in signing Victor Osimhen in this January or in the summer, they would have to break the bank. If this happens, it would be the biggest statement signing Arsenal made in their history. 100%. It would be bigger than Ezil signing, if you ask me. Do we have the finances for that? I think we do. We are a well-run club, wage bill is well-balanced. Let's not lie to ourselves. We have money to spend. But bringing Victor Osimhen to Arsenal would be a completely different animal of a signing for this football club. I hope it happens. I would love to see him in red and white, but how realistic is that to happen? Well, I don't know. You tell me. No, really, write down in the comments. What are your thoughts on this potential deal that could happen in the summer? Do you think Arsenal can really pull this off? Leave a comment. And before we end the video, let's just take a quick look at some of your comments on my post from this morning. So let's see. Eric says, I'd be shocked if Arsenal pulls this off. It definitely would be a ruthless signing and I'll take him any day. I'll be shocked even more. Gunnersdaily says, last time Fabrizio Romano posted about Osimhen and Arsenal, he said Osimhen is only in the list like any other top clubs put any top player on the list. And there is no plan to actually get him to Arsenal. That is true. Fabrizio Romano didn't report anything related to Arsenal about Osimhen lately, so there are still no concrete sources that would back this story. Jason Leon says, if they paid 105 mil for a DM, they will pay 125 for a striker. May need to sell first though. Snooty says, knowing Arsenal's luck with strikers, he'd be injured for 6 months after first few games. Saifuddin says, can't wait till Chelsea pull this one off. We need to act fast. I wouldn't be surprised to see Chelsea offering 150 million pounds already this January, just so they will get ahead of any other club who would potentially want to sign him. Because that's just how they operate lately. Lindsay Malepa says, I don't know how a deal can be done, but if Arsenal get a striker, then things will be different for sure. But we need a good midfielder too. I agree. We need a striker, we need right winger, and we need a midfielder in this January transfer window. Sign 3 players on those positions and I would be happy. We can march for the title. Jez Mitchell says, it would be the best Christmas present ever. Christo says, can't lie, I take him. Demensa says, I can't see it but would leave it if it pulls through. Mark Mancini says, Chelsea will buy him for 250 million pounds. Come on Arsenal, get this guy. Vorney says, Arsenal won't be buying him at that price this season. One 100 million pound transfer is already pushing it. Hello Everton. Dark Side of the Moon says, we will offer 80 million pounds for him and we will get rejected. There's no chance of this happening. Please, my Arsenal fans, don't get your hopes up or you will be bitterly disappointed. I agree with that last part. Arsenal fans, we shouldn't get our hopes up because this would be an unreal transfer if Arsenal can somehow pull this off. Adam West says he cost almost 200 million. Sell Nketiah, Nelson, Vieira, Jorginho, Zinchenko, Tierney and add some money and let's hope he comes. Look, I wouldn't sell all those players just to bring one player in, but okay. Adnan Breed says sell Ramsdale and get Osimhen. Yeah, I still think we are 140 million pounds short. Sadman Ranik says need to sell Havertz. Yes, he scored winning goal for us at Brentford, but he's too slow and don't seem to sync with this kind of football we are playing. Lion says, I love my club. If you cut me, you see Arsenal come out instead of blood. But we never were a big spending club. This is just talk, nothing more. Dur says, Arsenal don't have the money, the wage room, and if you know anything about De Laurentiis, you understand he won't be selling for 125 million. So I already talked about that. I honestly agree with this. I don't think De Laurentiis will sell for anything close to 125 mil. it would probably be 150 million pounds plus. And I'm being generous. Jaka Arsenal says, Vlahovic, please. I'm interested. Who would you rather sign if you had to pick one? Vlahovic or Osimhen? Write down in the comments. Vice Palace says, sign in January. 4 Really says, not a hope. Agakurima Poland says, this guy is not Arsenal type of player, and I'm sure Mikel Arteta and Arsenal know that very well. There are far better options out there than Victor Osimhen. The likes of Santiago Jimenez, Evan Ferguson, Dusan Vlahovic, Benjamin Šeško, Ivan Toney, and many more names. Rulan Zaha says, sell Eddie, get Osimhen, then get another striker in summer, so no need to find backup for Saka as Jesus can also play there. Look, selling Eddie will not help us funding the Osimhen transfer, let's be realistic. Eddie is worth what? 40 million pounds at best. So, in best case scenario, you will need to add at least 100 million pounds more. And I don't want to see Jesus as backup for Saka. Nah, not a chance. We need a proper right winger, proper good player who is used to playing on the right wing to replace Saka when he is carrying too much load. Usual says, this is the biggest joke of the year, hahaha. And Nicolas Millard says, sell Eddie plus cash to Napoli to get Osimhen. That way Napoli doesn't have to waste money on a new striker and can focus on other areas. And that is basically it for the comments. So Gunners, for those of you who are watching this video, tell me, what are your thoughts on this whole potential deal? Do you think it's realistic to expect that Arsenal Football Club could sign Victor Osimhen next summer? Write down in the comments. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Thank you and see you on the next one. Peace.